I'm standing here in the Wood End estate in northeast Coventry. Many of these properties behind me are being destroyed to make way for new housing. This area is being redeveloped, and much of the new development will be social housing. Here in the UK, many young folk aspire to purchase their own home, but for many on low or moderate incomes, it has become increasingly difficult to find the large deposits required to secure a house purchase. The government has recently announced the Help to Buy scheme, seen as controversial by some, but this proposal will not allow everyone to jump onto the property ladder. I suppose many today would expect their government to provide them with a home if they have no means to buy their own, but I believe this expectation is being eroded, and we can no longer assume the state will assist us. Also, don't assume that you can continue to stay in your current rented accommodation. A lady approached me a few months ago. She was clearly upset, and she told me she was about to be evicted from her council home. She had lived in that home for over 30 years. In recent years, her husband had died. She was under 65. Rent payments had previously been covered by her husband's salary, but now she was totally dependent on benefits. And following the introduction of the under-occupancy charge, she now had a shortfall and simply did not have the means to pay all her rent. She was being asked to move out to a one-bedroom flat. She didn't want to leave her home. Here in Coventry, we have, like many other big cities, a shortage of social housing and a very, very long waiting list for any tenant attempting to move to another desired property. But we're also about to see a large influx of more immigrants coming into our city. Now, please don't think this is some type of anti-immigration video. It isn't. But just consider what is happening here. If a council has a shortage of housing, is already accepting large number of immigrants, and is then expected to accommodate even more, that puts more pressure on social housing. I was chatting recently with a member of staff from a local housing association. I told him about the lady I'd recently met. I was quite shocked by his response. He said he and his colleagues were being told that the bedroom tax is to be seen as an opportunity to try and move people on. He explained that obviously housing associations were matching, or trying to match, resource with need. He confirmed that the under-occupancy charge was resulting in people being moved on, and tenants could no longer assume their rented home would be a home for life. Actually, I think it's quite reasonable to ask any tenant, wherever they are, well, your circumstances may have changed, would you consider a different property? But forcing them out? No. The most alarming aspect of this response from the gentleman I met recently was that he confirmed that housing associations are making the housing of immigrants a priority. It's simple, he said. We don't have enough houses to accommodate those coming to live in this country. If we had less people coming in, we could manage. Councils and housing associations across the country are now re-examining long-term tenancy contracts. We are now witnessing the eviction of long-term UK residents. People being moved out of their home, their community. Is that morally justifiable in a time of austerity? And oh yes, we should certainly welcome immigrants who are fleeing from persecution, and we should certainly allow limited immigration, but I think we've gone too far. I think this country should re-establish control of immigration. Long-term UK residents should not be forced to move on. Yes, the under-occupancy charge may indeed result in a saving to the welfare benefits bill, but the inevitable increase in people now falling into rental arrears and the obvious upset to all those affected is not worth the hassle. What do you think?